we decided to take a little road trip and travel from the Midwest down to Florida. It's been really cold up here in the Midwest. We haven't been able to get much done. It's been below zero many times, and we just wanted to kind of take the van out on a little maiden voyage and go south for a little while and just kind of enjoy a change of pace. And we are heading down to Florida. We're crossing over the Mississippi River. Alright, so we are heading into Cairo, the southernmost city in Illinois. It's a very interesting kind of place. It's at the very tip in between the Mississippi and the Ohio River where they merge together, very tip of Illinois. It's been flooded many times. It's a really rough city, but interesting to kind of drive through and see this whole area. Alright, we are heading out of the town and we're getting ready to go over the bridge at the Ohio River and head into Kentucky now.
off the road and see what's going on.
Alright, we're going to pull over at this rest stop and try to turn the van on and off to see if that'll fix any problems that we have, but I'm pretty sure we don't have any turbo. We don't have enough power to get up these hills, it seems like. Alright, we have tried to turn it off and on several times to see if that has fixed anything. And we have a code reader that we've brought with us, and what did that say?
We checked the codes, we got no engine codes. The check engine light is not on, and I'm not seeing any codes. So my guess is that we're in limp mode. I mean, there's a turbocharger pressure sensor that could be malfunctioning, could be the EGR valve, could be a whole host of things, but we're not getting any codes in here. So I think what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and locate the nearest Mercedes dealership and get it in and have them put a computer on it and see what they can come up with.
Alright, so we're at the Mercedes dealership, and we were able to locate one within about 30 miles, so that wasn't too bad, and we're going to have them hook the van up to the computer and have them do a diagnostic check. Alright, we are at the Mercedes Service Center. Can't see our vehicle in there. It's going to be way in the back somewhere. We're going to get a diagnosis and see what is the matter with the turbo. We're just north of Atlanta, Georgia. This is a very nice service center. And here's a little display about their brake pads and changing the air filters and cabin air filters, and of course we've changed all of ours, oil filter. So while we're waiting, I'm going to walk around the showroom and look at some of the cars. And we've got the service center we can look at right here, and then on the other side we have the showroom. And we'll walk around and look at some of their new models. Alright, so we just got the van back. We waited about 4 or 5 hours, and I'll go through with you in a little bit as we get back in what happened. So we just got the van back from getting it fixed.
We were on our way down the highway. We're at cruise at about 75 miles an hour, speed limit 70, and we had some a major reduction in power. We're going through Georgia on our way to Florida, and we had a major power loss, and so we got off at the next exit and fueled the thing up and checked a few things, and you know, we did the code reader, we looked at everything and couldn't really tell what was wrong. It was not a good time to just pull over on the back of the lot and start pulling stuff apart. So we do have some tools with us, but not adequate for doing this kind of stuff. And so we went to the dealer, and they were able to determine what was wrong straight away. And so we went ahead and decided to let them deal with it, to let them go ahead and fix it. They're a little bit pricey, but they seem to know what they're doing, so it makes a big difference. And what they did was they changed the EGR valve, and then they did a manual regen on the exhaust system. These things got kind of a complicated exhaust system on them. They're all, the newer engines, the Tier 4 engines, where they have a diesel exhaust fluid that actually injects into the exhaust system to burn out the inside of the diesel particulate filter, and on and on and on. But our EGR valve had stopped up on us. It ended up costing us about $1,240 some to get out of there. And if things had been a little bit different, we would probably taken the EGR valve off and cleaned it and then put it back on. But as it is, we're good to go. We've done a test drive, and
So what it said that parts were $671, labor was $480.
yeah. And then some for the government. It was $1,244 and change, I think.
And they had a $199 diagnostic fee.
Yeah, which came off of the end of the bill that was applied to the bill. The dealership did find some other codes that they didn't really share with us. There were some other codes. Their factory machines, I guess, are looking at other stuff that are, little local parts store readers aren't really picking up on. But they did find some other codes. We were there what seemed like 2 or 3 days, but it was only probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. 4 or 5 hours at the Mercedes dealership there. It was kind of fun walking around, looking at all the new Mercedes starting out, But after that, it's just kind of...
It was a long day.
Long day.
We started off in the Midwest and breaking down in the hills of Georgia, and we're about to the bottom of Georgia now, and going to keep heading down to Florida where it's a little bit warmer, and maybe we can work on the van a little bit where it was still negative degrees back home.
I'd say the highlight of the day was when they loaned us a car so we could go to the local Whole Foods and find us something to eat. And we got to drive around in, what was it, a C300 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the nicest car we've been.
Yeah.
We couldn't figure out how to work it, though.
Ever drove. Yeah, it was pretty nice. Yeah, Mercedes C300. That was pretty cool. That was a highlight of the day. Okay, then we're ready to go. We're feeling confident. We're ready to get back out on the open road again. We're going to buckle up.
We're going to keep heading down to Florida where it's a little bit warmer.
We get Big Whitey started here. And we're ready to be off and on our journey again. Okay, that's it for today. It's a long, long day. It's getting dark. And we will pick back up when we are in Florida.